Yuri Alexeyevich Gagarin, born on March 9, 1934, in the small village of Klushino near Gzhatsk in the Soviet Union, became the first human to journey into outer space, a milestone that redefined humanity's place in the cosmos. His flight on April 12, 1961, aboard Vostok 1, not only marked a triumph of Soviet science and engineering but also turned Gagarin into a global symbol of courage, exploration, and human potential. With his warm smile and humble demeanor, he captured the hearts of millions worldwide, transcending political boundaries during the Cold War. Gagarin's early years were shaped by hardship and resilience. He grew up in a peasant family, where daily life revolved around farming and simple rural routines. The Nazi invasion in 1941 brought tragedy and disruption. German forces occupied Klushino, forcing the Gagarin family into a dugout shelter for over a year. These difficult experiences taught young Yuri perseverance and strengthened his bond with his family. After the war, the family moved to Gzhatsk, where Yuri completed his basic education. Showing a natural curiosity and mechanical aptitude, he enrolled in a vocational school in Lyubertsy near Moscow, studying foundry work. Later, at the Saratov Industrial Technical School, he joined a local flying club, the spark that ignited his passion for aviation. In 1955, Gagarin was drafted into the Soviet Air Force and trained as a military pilot at the Orenburg Pilot School, graduating with distinction in 1957. He was stationed in Murmansk, flying MiG fighters in challenging Arctic conditions. His skill, discipline, and positive attitude caught the attention of officials recruiting for the Soviet space program. In 1959, Gagarin volunteered for cosmonaut training among hundreds of candidates. The selection process was rigorous, evaluating physical endurance, psychological stability, technical knowledge, and adaptability. Gagarin's compact stature, 1.57 meters, met the strict size requirements for the Vostok capsule, while his quick thinking, optimism, and friendly nature made him a standout candidate. By 1960, he was among the final group of 20 trainees, and in early 1961, he was chosen as the prime candidate for the historic mission. The preparations for the first human spaceflight were intense and secretive. Gagarin underwent grueling physical training, centrifuge tests, isolation simulations, and technical instruction. He studied spacecraft systems, navigation principles, and emergency procedures. Alongside his fellow trainees, he developed a strong camaraderie, supporting each other through the demanding regimen. When the final decision was made, Gagarin's combination of physical fitness, mental clarity, and infectious charm sealed his selection as the world's first cosmonaut. On April 12, 1961, history was made. At the Baikonur Cosmodrome in present-day Kazakhstan, Gagarin boarded Vostok 1. At 9:07 a.m. Moscow time, the rocket launched, carrying him into orbit. The 108-minute flight saw Gagarin complete one full orbit around Earth, reaching a maximum altitude of 327 kilometers. Throughout the mission, he monitored systems, communicated with ground control, and experienced weightlessness, a sensation never before felt by a human. As the spacecraft re-entered the atmosphere, he ejected from the capsule and parachuted safely to the ground near Smolovka in the Saratov region. His exclamation "Poyekali, let's go," became an iconic phrase, symbolizing humanity's leap into space. The world reacted with awe and admiration. The Soviet Union celebrated Gagarin as a national hero, and he quickly became an international sensation. In the following months, he embarked on a global goodwill tour, visiting dozens of countries. He met with heads of state, scientists, and ordinary citizens, sharing his experience and promoting peaceful space exploration. His warmth and sincerity helped soften Cold War tensions, presenting Soviet achievement not as a political weapon but as a shared human triumph. Gagarin's image, youthful, smiling, and approachable, became synonymous with the space age itself. After his historic flight, Gagarin continued serving the Soviet space program. He worked as deputy training director at the Cosmonaut Training Center, mentoring new recruits and supporting mission development. In 1964, he was appointed deputy commander of the Cosmonaut Corps. To deepen his technical expertise, He enrolled at the Zhukovsky Air Force Engineering Academy, graduating in 1968 with a qualification as a test pilot engineer. Throughout this period, he remained a public figure, representing Soviet science and technology at home and abroad, while staying grounded and connected to his roots. Despite his fame, Gagarin maintained a simple lifestyle and close ties with his family and fellow cosmonauts. He cherished time with his wife Valentina and their 2 daughters, finding joy in everyday moments. He continued regular flight training to maintain his pilot skills. On March 27, 1968, tragedy struck. Gagarin died in a plane crash near Kirzhak during a routine training flight in a MiG-15 UTI jet. He was just 34 years old. The exact cause of the accident remains uncertain, but his death shocked the nation and the world, prompting an outpouring of grief and tributes. Yuri Gagarin's legacy endures as a beacon of human achievement. His flight opened the door to human space exploration, inspiring generations of astronauts, engineers, and dreamers. Streets, schools, and even his hometown, renamed Gagarin in 1968, bear his name. April 12 is celebrated annually as Cosmonautics Day in Russia, and as the International Day of Human Space Flight by the United Nations. Gagarin proved that with courage, skill, and determination, ordinary people can achieve extraordinary things. His story reminds us that the journey to the stars begins with a single step, and that first step belongs to all of humanity.